In the days of which the legends speak, masters of the martial arts believed the spirit of a young warrior was like a piece of unfinished iron. A skilled swordsmith using the simplest tools could hammer from this humble substance the intricate crystal matrix of steel that is the Japanese sword. By a similar process, the ancients reasoned, expert instruction in the martial arts coupled with physically exacting training could forge the perfect fighting man. In the mind of the martial arts instructor, the work of the swordsmith paralleled his own. Every hammer blow on the emergent sword symbolized a tempering of the trainee's spirit. Every stroke of the file a new lesson impressed upon the student. Every careful and loving touch of the sword polisher's stone upon the steel, a step by the novice toward physical and spiritual perfection. These rich rewards were not easily won. Few were the travelers to set foot upon the path that led through suffering and adversity to the precious, indeed fantastic prize of physical and intellectual superiority. Their commitment was one of a lifetime. The road to achievement was, then as now, long and paved with hardships. One such traveler was the Japanese swordsman Miyamoto Musashi. He set down his discoveries, hard-won from a lifetime of fatal conflicts with the greatest fighting men of his age, in his Book of 5 Rings. Since his brush was first laid to paper, the words that Musashi wrote have reverberated down the centuries and influenced millions of people worldwide in all manner of pursuits, warlike and otherwise. His advice is as valid today as it was when first recorded more than 3 centuries ago, and we have therefore embodied in this presentation many of his original concepts. Like Musashi's book, this video with its companion are made up of 5 distinct parts which, when combined, form a complete training guide. It has been designed by experts and followed carefully will bring you excellent results. The aim of the authors is to improve both the physical and mental faculties of the student. By adding to this particular moral and philosophical concept, the student's ability will be greatly enhanced, as will their enjoyment of karate training. The objectives of this program are manifold and ambitious. From following this course of study, it will become apparent to the student that the key to success in competition is the serious study of the traditional form of karate. Only by this means can a level of skill be developed that will guarantee success. Shortly before his death, Musashi wrote, "To attain the way of strategy as a warrior, you must study fully other martial arts and not deviate even a little from the way of the warrior. With your spirit settled, accumulate practice day by day and hour by hour. Polish the twofold spirit, heart and mind, and sharpen the twofold gaze, perception and sight. When your spirit is not the least clouded, when the clouds of bewilderment clear away, there is the true void." Accept, if you will, our invitation to the void, the place where only training counts, the place where you will find your true worth, the place of the warrior.
Practicing karate has many beneficial effects on the body. However, to gain the most from your training, to improve your karate, and to avoid injury prior to training or competition, it is essential to carefully prepare the body for action. This part of training is very important and must not be neglected. Failure to exercise thoroughly and systematically will result in injuries and, as a consequence, the disruption of your training regime. The whole purpose of stretching is to improve body function and increase flexibility. Incorrect stretching can prevent improvement and cause actual injury, which is why the subject should be approached with the same degree of concentration and resolve as other parts of your training. The importance of warming up and stretching the body cannot be overemphasized. Exercise increases blood flow to the muscles and supplies them with the oxygen they need. It also speeds up the elimination of the waste materials produced in the muscles by strenuous effort. Assist your partner by pushing him gently but firmly in the small of his back. Do not push his shoulders, as this could injure him. The general rule with stretching exercises is that they must be performed slowly and with control. This is especially important with this exercise. To help your partner achieve greater flexibility, lift his legs slowly and gradually upwards, taking great care not to pull the leg away from his body. The body should be progressively stretched in small increments, and unnatural or jerky movements that might stress the subject avoided. Gradual and progressive stretching is the way to achieve the best results in the quickest possible time and with the smallest possibility of injury. Performed after stretching and before training, a well-thought-out exercise program is essential. It will help to develop endurance, explosive power, and balance that are so necessary for competition karate. The exercises that follow are fundamental and therefore very important. They deserve your close attention and should be practiced regularly. The legendary power of karate is the result of long-term serious training, coupled with an understanding of the underlying principles of karate movement. The speed and energy demonstrated so effortlessly by advanced karate exponents is the expression of that power through a healthy, flexible body, a body that must be strong and well-conditioned enough to withstand the rigors of training without sustaining injury. In these exercises, the whole body is lifted off the floor and supported on the extremities briefly, then lowered. These are difficult movements to acquire, physically taxing, and very beneficial. Each part of the body is systematically conditioned for the workout that follows, and at the same time toughened and made stronger. As the training continues, the body is taken from a state of rest to a point where it is completely warmed up and ready for training. Exercise must be thorough and balanced. No one part of the body should be favored over the other. Needless to say, professional medical advice should be sought before undertaking any program of physically demanding exercise. In the case of karate, it is also vitally important to to make sure that the instructor you choose is both qualified and experienced. Kicks are among the most powerful of karate techniques, and exercises that develop the strength and flexibility of the hips and legs are very important. As with all exercises, they should be performed slowly and carefully at first, and the number of repetitions and the power exerted gradually increased over time. This exercise, more often seen in a judo or kendo dojo, is useful as it increases the strength of the forearms and the grip. Exercise is the only way to develop endurance, balance, and the explosive sort of power necessary for karate competition. The importance of a correct stance is often misunderstood or not understood at all. It is fundamental to successful sparring because it is the platform from which both attacks and defenses are made, and must therefore be strong and flexible. A good stance also allows for changes to be made in your strategy when fighting an opponent with a much longer reach, for example. You should be able to adjust your center of gravity and adopt a stance from which you can attack or defend with equal ease. When you face your opponent, keep your back straight and your abdomen tense. If you are strong and focused, your opponent will sense your power and it will make him wary, or even if you are much stronger than he, demoralize him. Tense your abdomen, relax the rest of your body, and you'll be able to move rapidly and smoothly. If you are tense all over, your movements will be jerky and predictable, and you will find yourself at a disadvantage. When fighting a taller opponent, take care to avoid the tendency to lean backwards. Keep your spine straight, your abdomen tense, and looking him in the eyes, use your front hand to exert pressure. In this situation, a reverse stance can be used to advantage by a fighter with a shorter reach. This is a true punch delivered with full power, and not simply a jab designed to unsettle an opponent. As you punch, relax your joints. Keep your elbows in close to the body, and pull them back fast after you make contact. Use a strong hip-twisting motion to develop power. As you perform this exercise, turn in the knee quickly and push against the floor strongly with a kicking motion. The back leg must be turned in when punching. If your knee doesn't move, nor will your hips. When performing this technique, the body should move before the hand so as to create a platform from which the punch can be launched. Push your body forward first, then move the front leg. Don't move your hand too quickly. If you do make contact with your opponent too soon, some of your power will be lost. The reverse punch is a powerful technique that involves the whole of the body in its delivery, and during which the punching arm travels a relatively long distance to the target. The rear knee, legs, hips, and shoulders all turn together, then recoil rapidly back in a natural reaction that prepares you for the next move. The twisting movement of the hips and the torso is closely synchronized and adds greatly to the speed with which the technique is delivered. The snap punch reverse punch combination is a useful one. Take care not to pull the first punch back too soon, but leave the arm in front of your body for protection. Pull your hand back only when you hit with the second punch, or you will leave yourself open and therefore vulnerable. Multiple punch combinations require discipline that can only come from constant, repetitive practice. When performing this technique, it is important to rotate the hips to their maximum extent in the middle of the combination, that is, after the second punch. The last punch of this combination of three should travel the furthest distance. Switching legs to reposition yourself or to unsettle your opponent is a skill that all students must acquire. Move your front leg back very fast when switching legs. Keep the body upright and balanced, taking care not to lean forwards. In this exercise, hip movement is very important. Turn the body by using the front leg, ankle, knee, and hips. Not only do the hips develop hitting power in this case, but they can be used to avoid an attack by dynamically repositioning the body. This technique allows you to get into range and deliver a powerful attack to your opponent. Move the front leg straight in and change the angle of attack with the back leg. You need to control the distance between yourself and your target to create an advantage. If you find yourself too close to your opponent, widen the distance by moving back and changing the angle of your rear leg. Being able to hit strongly from a static position is clearly not enough to win competitions or defend yourself for that matter. The movement of the legs must be synchronized with the timing of the punches, and this must be done effortlessly and at speed. These exercises, if practiced regularly, will develop speed and good balance, as well as the natural ability to move smoothly. They will also improve the relative timing of your body, legs, and hands. Do not raise your body before kicking. Lift your knee high to protect your mid-level, and keep your body upright to focus energy forward and into the kick. When you kick, you are stationary, so it is essential to get your kicking leg back to the ground as quickly as possible. Keep pushing your body forward while you kick, turning the back leg fast to rotate the hips. Kicking techniques must be performed with the whole body, not just the kicking leg. Don't lean back when you kick. Keep upright and step strongly forward so that you can reach the target easily. Then kick from exactly the same position. If you do this, it will be difficult for your opponent to see the leg that delivers the second kick. Training with equipment, whether kicking pads such as these or the heavy bag, should be practiced by all students. It is essential to practice making contact in order to develop explosive power and the ability to make fast and safe recoveries. Without this sort of power, it is difficult to score a full point or a conclusive victory. When training, it is important to visualize an opponent rather than just kicking a bag. And you should visualize an opponent that can fight back. Kicking a target, while it may help your physical development, will do nothing for your timing, distance appreciation, or movement. A successful kick delivers a great deal of focused power to a target and can be devastating. However, it must be focused. It must be reinforced with a strong stance, and it must be delivered with split-second timing that allows the kicking leg to be withdrawn from the danger zone and a defensive stance immediately resumed. Footwork plays an important part of competition strategy and is frequently a decisive factor. Practice slowly at first so you begin to understand how to move your center of gravity and how to coordinate the movement of your body and legs. Think about the movement of your knees and your stomach area. Do not move the shoulders first. By being synchronized with your opponent's movement, you can withstand his attacks by retreating from them easily. When movement can be performed in a relaxed and natural way, more experienced fighters will learn to launch counterattacks at the exact moment the opponent is most vulnerable, at the instant he starts his attack. The very experienced fighter will be able to predict his opponent's move and attack him as he thinks of attacking. This is called in Japanese swordsmanship ken no sen, to forestall an opponent by attacking him. You should try to dominate your opponent and make him move as you want him to. While you control the situation, he is thinking negatively, that is, of being attacked and of the need to defend himself. Force him back and attack him as you feel him weaken. Step smoothly, keeping your hips on the same level and without dragging your feet. Do not bend your back leg excessively or raise the heel of the rear leg too much. Avoid at all costs spreading the legs and exposing your groin. The ability to dominate an opponent is not simply a physical thing, nor is it anything especially mystical. If you have trained hard and feel well and strong, you will project an air of determination and resolve that you can use to influence your opponent's mood. Look at him directly and strongly. Tense your abdomen and make up your mind to win. As you and your opponent face each other, your mood should be one of relaxed determination. Whatever happens, you will gain something. If you lose to a stronger opponent, you will gain knowledge. If you win, you will gain experience and fame. The two sides being physically equal, the one with the stronger mental power will win. The experienced, intelligent fighter, knowing this, is always a good loser. What he takes away from any fight is of value to him. He wins despite the outcome. The ability to react instinctively depends upon the body learning a movement through constant repetition. Once committed to the body memory, the technique or techniques will be performed as a conditioned response and, therefore, without the need for conscious thought. This ability can only be acquired by the constant repetition of drills and combination techniques. It should not be thought that a point will be reached when this sort of training is no longer necessary. Indeed, the more experienced the fighter, the more attention he is likely to spend on honing these skills. Working alone, the student can think about his technique and how to improve it. Repetition training with a partner will develop a sense of distance and relative movement and prevent complacency. There is no substitute for body learning. The correct techniques must be performed intuitively, correctly, and with speed if you are to win. The key to performing this technique correctly, and therefore effectively, is to push the knee of the front leg and the stomach forward fast as you take a big step. Constant repetition of fundamental techniques such as this are an essential part of karate training and the only path to the mastery of the art. The first punch of this combination move is important as it pushes the opponent backwards and at the same time provides a guard for your face area. For this reason, you should not develop the habit of pulling it back too quickly or you will leave your face exposed. The forward movement should be big and bold. Otherwise, you will not be able to comfortably continue the combination by performing the lunge punch. When you practice this sort of combination by yourself, check all your movements and your posture carefully. You don't have a partner or an opponent, so you have plenty of time to think about your technique and how to improve it. However, you must imagine an opponent while you are training. Simple drills with a partner such as this and the ones that follow are a useful way of building speed, as well as sharp or snappy technique. Stay low as you move your body back and forth. The moment your body comes to rest at the completion of a technique, you must be prepared to move again immediately. This drill will develop an appreciation of distance and movement as well as timing. Practice this technique not only backwards, but forwards and sideways as well. Wait to kick for as long as you can, then pull the hip back fast so that your leg moves back quickly, taking your body from the target zone. Don't move your leg first, or your body will stay in the same place and you'll be kicked. Don't move your shoulders first, or your leg and midsection will stay in the same place. Combination techniques are those which unite either a movement with a technique or techniques, or a number of individual techniques. They are a very important part of high-level competition training and should receive your serious attention. These techniques combine the elements of timing, rapid movement, and accurate delivery, and need time and effort to master. Combination techniques can be used to pressure an opponent and prevent him from counterattacking you. In this way, even if your first attacking technique does not succeed, it will gain you an advantage you can follow up on. Study the demonstrations that follow carefully and apply what you see to your own training. Carefully adjust your distance, and as soon as you feel it is correct, attack. Bear in mind that the correct distance will put you in range of your opponent, so do not stay in the danger zone any longer than necessary. The back fist attack needs to be delivered with elbow rotation and a strong snapping action of the wrist. Back fist attacks require that you get closer to your opponent than is necessary for a punching attack. Feint with your leading hand in order to judge your opponent's timing. To perform this technique successfully, your timing must be good because you need to move quite a distance and you are therefore vulnerable. This is a common technique seen often in high-level competition. The move forward must be rapid, and the back leg brought smartly up, so the first punch will take you close enough for the second to hit without fail. In this combination, the second punch must be delivered with maximum power and focus in order to score a point. This is a variation on the last technique in that the footwork is the same while the hand techniques are different. You must enter your opponent's neutral zone, the area close to his body, but not too close, where you can hit him, but he cannot easily hit you. Go in low and take up a position in front of him from which you can attack successfully. Clearly, you need to get close to attack successfully, but if you find you're too close to punch, you can recover by attacking with a back fist strike. Circular techniques such as this tend to force your opponent to suddenly change his field of view to a very narrow one. Your forearm, as it moves, will also obscure his vision quite substantially, further weakening his defense. The movement begins by the knees being bent, taking the body forward and closing the distance. The kicking knee, which points towards the target, is then raised to protect the midsection, and the kick delivered with the weight forward. Push the body forward when you hit with the first punch. Don't leave any weight on the back leg, and don't lean forward, or you may be counterattacked to the face. The reverse punch can be easy to counter as the fist has to travel a long way compared with a snap punch, for example. So to minimize the risk of a counter punch, attack with a snap punch, then follow with a reverse punch. This is actually two separate techniques rather than a combination in the true sense, with a pause between them to disrupt your rhythm and confuse your opponent. Using an explosive movement and a short step, move forward punching to open your opponent's guard. Depending on the distance involved, you can make contact with the second punch before your foot touches the floor. Keep moving your body forward as you attack. Lower yourself a little when you make contact with the last punch so as to hit as strongly as possible. Stay balanced and in control. Instead of hitting your opponent with your third punch, rush in and knock him off balance by pushing him strongly in the chest. After the second punch, maintain your body at the low level and pause to break the rhythm of your attack. Then step in again with a reverse punch. Establish the correct and most advantageous fighting distance and carefully maintain it so as to stay in control of the situation and therefore your opponent. Pause briefly between the punch and the kick to unsettle your opponent and prevent him from anticipating your timing and blocking your attack. Advance and stay at the correct fighting distance by moving your back leg very quickly. Your punches must be absolutely straight to force your opponent to narrow his field of view so that he fails to notice your roundhouse kick until it is too late. Using a feint, unbalance your opponent and force him to change his field of view. Then move in and attack. This sort of technique should only be used occasionally, perhaps when you need to change the tempo of a match in your favor, as it puts you in a vulnerable position.
In this presentation, you have glimpsed what it means to be a fighter. You have witnessed the abilities of two excellent instructors, abilities you can acquire by careful and patient study. It should be stated very clearly, however, that competition is only a small part of training. Every aspect of karate must be perfected if real progress is to be made. There is no easy way, only the right way. In any conflict, the side that has studied most will, in the long run, prevail. Luck may be a factor in competition, but it is, at most, a very fragile one. Consider the words of the Japanese military strategist Yamamoto Kansuke, written more than 400 years ago. A bad day is a bad day for everybody. Misfortune will fall equally on your head and that of your enemy, regardless of your beliefs. Fortune is always on the side with the most ability, the side that has studied hardest to build good skills and a strong spirit.